callAsFunction is a godsend for those who love clean looking code and don't mind fewer keystrokes. Swift 5.2 has something in store for you if you are that kind of developer. It's the magic of callable values. Yes, you heard me right. Values that can be called as function. Hello, welcome to another episode of Everyday Swift. Today we are going to discuss about the callable values were introduced in Swift 5.2. As per the definition or the suggestion SE0253, which I will add in the description, Swift 5.2 introduced something magical for us, and that is callable values. Yes, you can actually call the values as they are the function of their type. And to demonstrate that, I'm going to show you this skeleton app here, which is a very bare bone because we want to focus on the actual content. So we have this enum that have the string, and we have this colors here, and this tiny code right here is setting up this segmented control. Whenever we are selecting any of these different segmented values, you can see the values above is changing and how we can achieve the callable as a function. So this is a bare bone app that I have over here. What we can do is we can get started. So as we can see that we have this enum and we are using enum's raw value here. I'm going to show you that how we can use this callable as a function, and we can actually make our code a little bit more cleaner. And to implement that call as a function, all we have to do is create a method call as function, and that's it. We don't have to conform to anything. We don't have to do anything. And now, since this method is clearly telling that whenever the value is being called as a function, you return its raw type. So what we can do is, as we know the selected color over here is app color orange, what we can do is instead of calling it dot raw value, all we have to do is calling this selected color as we are calling a function. And that's it. It is gonna behave the way it's supposed to be, and we'll change this app color raw value right here too. And if you see, and if I resume, you can see when preview is done that my program is actually running as it was, flawless. Like, you have a few lines of code. You just need to add a call as a function to any enum, any structure, and you can call its values directly as a function. Since we know that how easy it is to define this method call as a function and start calling our actual values. But the benefit with this one, that what we get is when you are working on the day job where you are expected to write a good code, and let's say you have some sort of a app error that you are trying to make. So let's say it's error string type and conforming to error, and let's say calling item not found, and we have a message here, item not found, and you have a bunch of these kind of error that are throughout in the app. And everywhere that you are trying to access this, you are basically writing app error dot item not found and then dot raw value. Raw value makes your code less cleaner, and if you are able to call it like this, I was just giving you an example that why when you are trying to write a code, few keystroke or like not adding dot raw value, and some people started adding static functions or a function around it like toString, which is basically okay that I'm changing it to toString. But if it is already a string, if your type is already a string, you are necessarily not converting it to a string. So I find this callAsFunction very handy, very helpful, and help me in my day-to-day life to write a cleaner looking code. So general question that can be asked, or like somebody asked me, when we were writing code, that okay, what value that it gives. The rawValue is just works fine without an issue. This app error, right? So now you have a bunch of errors that you are trying to have the error domain for your app, so that when you are seeing the logs, you know where those errors are. You need to be writing this code quite a bit. Everywhere writing the rawValue, in my opinion, is just clunky, when definitely you can get rid of it. I mean, yes, some people got rid of it before creating some sort of a function. So earlier people were doing it something like that, creating the func, and let's call it to a string, which is actually not converting to a string, but whatever. And then basically, self.rawValue, right? Which is fine, because whenever you need it, you can always say, the dot to a string, and it does work fine. Few keystrokes here, and can directly call this value. The code is, in my opinion, is much cleaner. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you like this video by liking it. If you like to peep into iOS developers life and come along on this journey with me, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for notification. Thank you. See you soon.